My lips are legendary and they'll never gloss over a chance to exploit my daughters for a storyline. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Raphael and I'm here to review episode 7 of the real annoying ass kids of Beverly Hills. And we start out right away with Kyle and Krista, which is an interesting combination. And I believe they were doing some type of charity for Christmas or a toy drive at a hospital. And then we head over to Sutton, who's picking up Erica in her brand new car, which the car is cute. So she gets in and they're driving and she's like, I'm gonna take you to the spa retreat thing and we're gonna have like a little girls' day together because of, I'm assuming she feels sorry for her divorce. So they're driving and everything and then they see one of those LA tour buses behind. They're like, don't divorce your husbands. They edited out the scenes where they're like, you scammer, you lying bitch. We know you took everybody's money. Give the victims their money back. But Bravo is protecting her image, so they're not gonna show that. Erica starts off right away, not even 30 seconds into the episode, already with her sob story, just saying, oh yes, I'd be lucky if I even get this type of car if I get a divorce from Tom and we continue battling this out in court or whatever, because he's a fighter. And then when they flash back to that scene of 2015, I believe, where he was like, Erica, I'm talking right now. Please don't interrupt me. I'm talking right now. I was slapped a little bit of life that he had left in his life. Excuse me, that was so rude. Erica, you should have been divorced his ass right away. You should have drained all of his money and then hopped off. But no, you waited till now until he's falling apart and now you're falling apart with him. And then we head over to Crystal's house, who's practicing how to kick Sutton's ass later. And this is the most annoying scene out of the whole entire episode, because as she's practicing and everything, and she also gives a backstory that, again, with this body image issue that she mentioned a couple times already within the last 2 episodes, I feel like it has something to do with her and Sutton's situation later on, but we'll get to that. But as she's kickboxing and everything, her daughter comes out and I just could not. That little girl was such a little brat on TV. That was so embarrassing. If I was Crystal, I would just be like, turn these fucking cameras off. Turn these fucking cameras off now. I need to go be a mom real quick. Because the little girl just kept screaming and screaming and throwing a tantrum. And then you saw the nanny try to wrestle her to the ground and shit. And then she's like, you are all stupid. Ah! You could tell that girl is so spoiled and is such a little brat. I'm pretty sure she'll make a good addition to the show if the show is still running in like 18 years. And Crystal was just being so nice about it, saying, oh yes, she's a little princess. Come on, come over here. Oh, you're biting mommy's legs? Oh, okay, well, let's go inside. Oh, you're slapping mommy in the face? Okay, did you just call me a little bitch? Well, please don't say that again. Let's go inside. I'll read you a book, okay? And then we head right back over to Sutton and Erica, and they're in this freezer thing. I'm not sure what that was because it was negative 111 degrees. What exactly does that do for the body? I'm not really sure because they're in there and it seems like it's not freezing at all, and they're just in a towel, mind you. I wonder if it's even healthy, let alone it's healthy for them to go into the sauna right after and they're just chilling in there. How do you go from an extreme temperature to another extreme temperature in seconds? And they're sitting down, and of course, Erica just has to remind us that she's poor. And she's, oh, should I get one of these? Oh, I remember I used to have one of these. She's such a pick-me bitch. Like, she's one of those people that is just fishing for compliments and fishing for somebody to ask her something. And Sutton's like, okay, fine, I'll bite into it this time. So, are you mad at Tom? Like, what's going on, bitch? Tell me what's the tea. And Erica gets on her soapbox and she starts with that voice again that, yeah, I was pretty upset with him. You funded my entire lifestyle and I was on Broadway and you weren't even there to support me at all, not even on opening night. And just painting out this picture of this woe is me and oh my God, Tom just did not love me. He didn't care for me. And it's like, Erica, please save it, girl. Like, I truly wonder if she sincerely is hurt by him in some type of way, in some type of capacity. Or are you just really like playing this up for the cameras? I'm not sure. It's like borderline good acting, borderline I see right through the bullshit. And speaking on annoying ass children, then we get to Garcelle's house, and it was very interesting to see the layout and the setup of when she filmed the reel, because she's a host there too. And I did not know that she had a big ass camera in front of her with a whole setup. I always wondered, How do people that are doing stuff like this from home, how does it look inside the little office? So it was a nice, cute little insight. And then she goes and talks to both her sons, and she's like, well, how would y'all feel if I got married again? And one of them is like, I wouldn't like it. She can't love a fish forever. She needs to love somebody else. So if she wants to love somebody else, why not? But at the same time, I suppose it's a little bit harder for children of seeing their parents separate, and they're somewhere in the middle age of they're young, but they're old enough to understand, kind of, because they're like 13. And I get it. If they were 18, I'll be like, look, completely fuck your opinion because you don't have to live here no more. But I can see how bringing a different man or multiple men, depending on if it works out or doesn't, I know how that could probably affect children. Like, okay, mom, what is this? I want to see a stable relationship. So let your mom date. Let her be free. Y'all see how successful she is. Let her, test the ponds and everything. Y'all will get it when y'all older. Did y'all peep how the nanny was cooking cauliflower or whatever, and one of the kids just casually cooks themselves some pizza rolls or whatever? I'm like, okay, fuck her cooking, right? You're just gonna microwave some pizza and eat that instead. And Erica goes and picks up Lisa at her house with her new Range Rover that she bought with the victim's money. And the cops, of course, they're waiting outside Lisa's house somewhere, watching this and jotting it down and taking notes like, okay, so this bitch brought another car. So we'll put this on file, and this is gonna be on her record. And they're both talking in the car as Erica's driving, and Erica's just like, yeah, last night I went to Garcelle's house, and Garcelle was just reading me all these tabloids of, are you with him? Are you with this guy? Are you with this one? Are you sleeping with this one? Are you having an affair here? What's going on here? And Lisa couldn't control herself in the passenger seat from just blurting out Scott Disick's name. She was just like, must control myself. I know I'm gonna be able to talk about him for a second, and I'm gonna feel like a Kardashian. Just give me a second. I'm gonna feel important in a minute. As soon as Erica's done talking, just calm down. She says, well, my daughter Amelia is attached to some guy named Scott Disick. And you could just tell that there was fireworks all running through Lisa's head. Lisa was so fucking wet, it almost drowned Erica because she was so fucking excited. You could just tell that she just feels so important, or feels like she's one step closer to becoming a Kardashian somehow, or having some baby or some association to the Kardashian name. And she finds nothing wrong or strange or weird that her daughter, who is 19, and this man, Scott Disick, who is 37, they're together. Like, you don't find that weird at all? She's not the first one that he goes after, that they're very young like that, and Lisa's just okay with that. Like, what's wrong with you? But of course, Lisa will pimp out her daughters for a storyline any given moment, so this doesn't surprise me. If he can't give me a storyline for next season, you're not dating him. I had enough. No. Lisa and Erica get to this little Christmas store. Erica proceeds to read off her lines that she practiced in acting class right before she started filming this. And she goes on to say, oh yes, I used to have many lovely Christmases, and now I have nothing. I have nothing, and I have my little mini house. What? Your mini house? You mean your mini mansion? Like, she's trying to portray this to be such a sad thing and such a sob story, and I'm just sitting here like,
oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Santa got me a divorce this Christmas. What Santa needs to be giving you is some handcuffs so you could go to jail for your crimes, along with Tom. And then Kyle randomly calls and invites them to a drink the next day with all the other women, and they're gonna hang out before everything shuts down again. Carrying on to the tradition of this episode of annoying ass kids, then we have Kyle and Portia, and they're getting ready to have some type of dinner. And another thing right here where Portia was like to her dad, oh, I'll drop kick you. What? I guess it must be the age. We all been through it, but it's just so weird seeing it on TV, and it's just like, yeah, just allow this behavior? No, I could never. And Kyle is planning this surprise with Sophia behind Portia's back, because apparently they're like really, really close. And then I thought from the previews, I really thought it was gonna be Kendall Jenner, who was outside for some reason, and Portia's just a big fan and just freaked out. But it ends up being Sophia, which is her sister, and they're like BFF. So Portia, she wins all the awards for acting because she was screaming, she was crying, she was everything. I mean, I was just waiting for the snot to come out her nose. And did y'all notice that the other sister was just standing there like, so yeah, hey Sophia, how are you? Okay. Anyways, so can we go back inside to eat? I'm hungry. I don't really care about her. And all the women are getting ready and finally heading out to Kyle's little get together. And is it me or Dora just She has nothing to really bring this season. I mean, besides her fashions, which now I'm kind of seeing a little bit clearer that they're not really fashions. They're just literally labels to these luxury brands. And that's really it. Like, that's what she calls fashion. And her little scenes with PK are kind of cringe too, because it's just like, do you really like that man? I mean, do you? I don't know. It's giving me very Tom and Erica part 2. She just looks so tacky in that whole brown Louis Vuitton outfit. Honestly, she just looks like a garbage bag with a bunch of LVs all wrapped around it, and it's nothing impressive. I mean, show us how you can really dress without luxury brand items, and then maybe we'll be impressed. And speaking of unimpressive dressing, then we have Sutton dressed up as a gift that nobody wanted on Christmas Day and left underneath the Christmas tree. She tries her best and she's meeting up with Kyle and they're on their way there too in the car. And Sutton's just like, look, we need to just laugh about the situation between me and Crystal. And I'm like, okay, here we are again bringing this up. Why? Why are we bringing this up? Like, I thought we were going to let it go. And then you get mad when it's brought up and you're over here poking fun at Crystal like, oh yeah, I seen her titties. It's giving me very much creepy behavior. Like, what is that? Like, that is very strange. If a man was to say that, but because it's Sutton, it's okay. And then she tries to give us a striptease with her face mask. I'm not sure what part of sexy you think you are, but this is not it. You look like a waiter, and if I was you, I would go get me a drink ASAP. And all the women are finally together, and Kathy's also there, and she's eating, and I think she drops something, and she just kicks it underneath the table. I'm like, bitch, if you don't get a napkin and just pick that up and throw it in the garbage. And of course, Lisa just could not control herself. You know her lips were just ready to explode. So about Scott Disick, I'm gonna meet Scott Disick. Did I tell you about Scott Disick? Speaking of Scott Disick, and she tells all the other women about, you know, possibly meeting him because her daughter's dating him, and all the women in the confessional are like, absolutely not. Garcelle was not with the shit. She was like, hell no. And then Sutton goes, if she was my daughter, she'll be upstairs. I will be giving her a spanking with no cell phone. And of course, Erica makes it about herself and says, I was the daughter who was dating the older man, so. Well, we see where that got you, huh? And Kathy says, oh, well, I know something or two about my daughter being in the limelight like this. If I was you, Lisa, I wouldn't get any parenting advice from Kathy. This woman is known for putting her daughter in some type of crazy schooling for who knows how long, and look how that turned out. And we all seen the documentary, like I mentioned a couple of reviews ago. So Kathy, if I was you, I'll sit this one out. So this is where shit starts going left field, because they're all sitting down and they're all drinking, they're all eating and everything. And of course, Kyle is the one to bring up the whole situation between Crystal and Sutton at Lake Tahoe. And she's telling the group again and reminding them of the situation. Oh yeah, Kathy, I was telling her about the situation and everything. And Crystal, you said you felt violated, right? Would you want to explain that? So again, Kyle is the one that sets this whole ticking time bomb in motion. And Crystal is explaining like, yeah, I felt violated. I did not like you coming into the room and you just knocked. And you did not wait for Crystal to give you the clear to go into the room. You just walked in and said, oh, I don't know what's going on in here, but let me give you your coat. First of all, you were being messy to bring up the coat late at night for what? Just to prove a point that you and her are cool? You should have just sat your ass downstairs that night and drank your wine and gave the coat the next day. Who gives a fuck if you was gonna give the coat the same night or the next day? It doesn't matter. And as Crystal is trying to explain how she feels violated, Lisa and all the other women for some reason start jumping in on her and telling her, violation is very sexual. That's a sexual type of term. And I'm like, look, read a book, read a dictionary. It does not mean that. And Crystal does exactly that. She tells them this is exactly what violation means. I don't know what y'all are taking out of context, but this is what it's meaning. And Sutton is just getting more and more pissed. And you could tell that the Karen that we saw episodes ago is coming right out of her. Like, it's just creeping up on her. Her hair is forming into that cocoon, that bang and everything, and her fingers are getting 911 ready. And they all just continue to hammer away at Crystal like, no, what you're feeling is not valid. This is very weird. I would not care if other women saw my breast or my hoo-ha or anything. I don't understand why you're so self-conscious about it, girl. Get over it. It's a girl's trip. That's not how it works. They just kept trying to force Crystal into this wall like, look, you're gonna have to be okay with this. It's fine. And it's like, no, it's not fine. Just because all of you are women is not okay just to see yourself naked with each other. That's not okay. Not everybody has those type of boundaries. And if y'all were smart enough, like I said in my review before, you will pay attention how in previous episodes, Crystal has mentioned to y'all that yeah, she has an eating disorder and she's not okay with her body image. And she even mentioned at the beginning of the episode how she had to work out and everything to keep her baby weight off her when she was pregnant. and y'all are still not getting it. It's not clicking with the group. And then Garcelle jumps in on it and says, I think violation is a really bad word to use. I really don't think you should be accusing that, especially in cancel culture. If anything, girl, you need to be canceling your friend Sutton, who doesn't see color, and you being the only woman in the group who's a black woman, and you're friends with that. It's not a good look, sis. Like, I really liked you, and I just did not like that you jumped on this bandwagon of let's attack Crystal, and because I'm defending this white woman here. And it's funny that she has the entire group and the entire audience online fooled with her white woman tears. Because I was on Twitter and I was reading through the hashtag and everybody was saying the most nastiest things about Crystal, like, you're a mean bitch, you're this, you're that, oh, she's making it so insufferable, enough with this. And it's like, no, I'm trying to see it from Sutton's perspective. I really am. And I'm thinking maybe Crystal's reaching, but she's really not. Her feelings are valid. And it's just funny how just because this white woman is crying and boo-hooing and blah, 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 and she's bitching, and she has an ugly ass bow on her chest, that everybody feels sympathy for her. But Crystal is the one who's playing victim. That's not how it works. And Dorit's just like, can we just move on from this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, your friend Kyle is the one that brought this up. If y'all were to take a step back, y'all will see that it's Kyle who continues to start the shit between Crystal and Sutton. We could completely be fine with everything. And if y'all notice, everything is completely fine until Kyle opens up her mouth. She did it last episode, or the episode before that, when they were sitting, and Kyle mentioned it, and then she was just smiling in the back like, yeah, I started that shit. And it's also clear as day that Kathy has no idea who Dorit is, because she's like, oh yeah, the English friend here. And then she's like, I'm not English. I'm from Connecticut. And she's like, whatever. Like, Kathy don't give a fuck. Like, she's like, okay, Dorit. And I just really did not appreciate how any of them were attacking Crystal like that. Y'all may not like the girl, but it's like, y'all are not about to invalidate her feelings and how she felt about everything. If she's insecure about certain things and she's not like the rest of you women, it's okay. She doesn't have to be comfortable with any of y'all or any of the production crew or anything looking at her naked. And if Sutton was a man and she was to have walked in on Crystal, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that the other woman would be like, oh, why are you so offended that a man walked in on you naked? You should take it as a compliment, girl. Like, he was probably checking you out. Did you get his number? He probably thinks you're cute. It's just such a joke, like, how they treated this entire situation. And I'm very glad that Crystal stood her ground and was like, well, I'm not apologizing. I said what I said. And Sutton is over here threatening across the table. You don't want to see me angry. You don't want to see me mad. Or what? What are you going to do, Sutton? You're not going to do anything. If I was Crystal, oh, no. I would have grabbed that drink and splash and then hit the combo and grabbed her by her bow tie and splang her across the table. But she a better woman than I am, because Sutton was saying way too many fighting words for me. The whole, oh, you don't want to see me angry. Or what? You're not going to do anything. And I hope that Erica chews her up later on in the season when they get into it, because Sutton, oh, you need the right one. You need somebody to really light a fire under your ass. And then it just seems like the issue boils over to the next week, and then finally we get the whole leather pants comment that Sutton makes about Crystal, and we'll see what happens. But Sutton, I know she was 911 trigger happy. And we all know if Sutton was the one naked and Crystal had walked in on her, we know that Sutton would have called Andy like, get her off the show. I don't want her to have a diamond. No, I'm not filming anymore. Bravo, bravo, fucking bravo. And all the women would have been like, Crystal, like, what's wrong with you? You just don't walk in on somebody naked like that. What's wrong with you? So it's just like, the double standards here are insane. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I wonder how this plays out next week. But that's that, y'all. That was the episode. Like, whew, I'm just so disappointed. Like, And I just did not like all that slander on Twitter. Like, whew, I'm telling y'all, this woman has y'all fooled. And by woman, I mean Sutton. She has everybody fooled, but I'm not buying it. Absolutely not. Anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode in the comments. Let me know your opinions on everything. And let me know if you think it's reaching or anything. I know we're all kind of tired that this issue is being dragged out a little bit. But remember, the puppet master, Kyle, she's doing all the work if you're looking at this closely. So blame her too. By the way, did y'all see Michael Myers choking up Kyle in the new Halloween Kills trailer? I was like, is that Kyle? Look at her getting choked up. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if she felt violated by him. Anyways, y'all, that's that. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.